Next point it is Quit India and later, Quit India movement and later. Mahatma Gandhi decided to initiate a new phase of movement against the British in the middle of the Second World War. The British must quit India immediately, he told them. In 1945 the war, and in between Gandhiji said like that, you should go away from India, like that. To whom? British government. And to the people he said, do or die in your effort to fight the British, but you must fight on non-violently. So Gandhiji said to the people, do or die. You can do, or you can work for the independence, or you can die. And if you are working for the independence, how you want to work? How we want to work? We want to fight non-violently. Gandhiji and other leaders were jailed at once, but the movement spread, and it's especially attracted peasants and the youth who gave up their studies to join it. So when Gandhiji said like that, do or die, that inspired many people, especially the youth. So they stopped their study and joined in the movement. Communication and symbols of the state authority were attacked all over the country. In many areas, people set up their own government. So the ordinary people started to attack the national symbols what they put there of the British Empire, that they and even the communication system they started to attack. And the first response of the British was severe repression. Every time, same condition, they will try to suppress, and that also brutally or severely. By the end of 1943, over 90,000 people were arrested and around 1,000 killed in police firing. In many areas, orders were given to machine gun crowded from aeroplane. And the rebellion, however, ultimately brought the Raj to its knees. So last, the British Empire said like that, okay, we agreed like that, okay, towards independence and partition. Meanwhile, 1940, the Muslim League had moved to a resolution demanding independent states for Muslims in the northwestern and the eastern areas of the country. The resolution did not mention partition or Pakistan. Did the League ask for the autonomous arrangements for the Muslim of the subcontinent? So they are Muslims, they ask where the Muslim people they are living, much they want to get a separate state. They never said like that separate country like that, but they want to get an autonomous arrangement. From the late 1930s, the League began viewing the Muslims as a separate nation from the Hindus. In developing this notion, it may have been influenced by the history of tension between some Hindus and Muslim groups in 1920s and 30s. More importantly, the provincial election of 1937 seemed to have convinced a League that Muslims were a minority and they would always have to play second fiddle in any democratic structure. Even though if you are making any type of democratic structure here in India, Muslims they will get chance to play only second fiddle only, like that they understood by 1937 election. It feared that Muslims may even go under represented. The Congress rejection of the League desire to form a joint Congress League government in the United Provinces in 1937 also annoyed the League. The Congress and League together they tried to make the election and other things, but League was not supporting that one because they understood that the number of the people it is very less when we are comparing with Hindus, so may not get any representation also, like that they was thinking. Elections to the provinces were again held in 1946. The Congress did well in the general constituencies, but the League's success in the seats reserved for Muslims was speculative. It persisted with the demand for the Pakistan. Because when we can see that when the Gandhiji and the Muslim League together, the Muslim League they asked for separate provinces or separate electorate for them. Then Gandhiji convinced them we will work together and we will make it like that. And what happened in the election 1947 also, in general constituencies, Hindu people, they got, means the Congress got a good representation, but Muslims got some of the reserved seats. That seats only they got. So they understood like that if we are working, standing together, Hindus and Muslims may not get equal representation, like that they felt. In March 1946, British cabinet sent a 3 members mission to Delhi to examine this demand and to suggest a suitable political framework for a free India. 1946 March, means just after Second World War, British Empire sent a 3 members committee to check the India, how it should be and what should be, like that, and they given some of the suggestion. Then the mission suggested that India should remain united and constitute itself as a loose federation with some autonomy for Muslim majority area. So the suggestion given by the this group of people, those who came, 3 members, they said like that India should be stand united, but Muslims want to get some of the areas where they are having more in number, they want to get some autonomy or a special autonomy, like that. League to agree to specific details of the proposal. Partition now become more or less inevitable. So they felt like that, felt like that no need of like that partition. Then after the failure of the cabinet mission, the Muslim League decided a mass agitation for winning its Pakistan demand. And because the commission, what they said, that was not, or cabinet mission, what they said, that was not fruitful in front of the some of the Muslim groups. So they started mass agitation for what? Getting a separate Pakistan. And it announced in 16th August 1946 as a direct action day. On this day, riots broke out of Calcutta, lasting several days and resulting the death of thousands of people. By March 1947, violence spread to different parts of northern India. So they started a mass movement and it became a violent movement. And it started in 1946, and in 47 it spreaded other parts of India also, especially North India. Many 100,000 people were killed and numerous women had to face untold brutalities during the partition. Millions of people were forced to flee their homes, torn asunder from their homelands, and they were reduced to be refugees in alien land. Partition also meant that India changed, many of its cities changed, and new country, Pakistan, was born. So the joy of our country's independence from Pakistan rule came mixed with a pain and violence of partition. So in the time of partition, we can see, if we are making like that, that rule is going to come like that, this area, Pakistan area, and the present Bangladesh area, or in olden days it was called Northern Pakistan and the eastern Pakistan. So because of that one, what happened, those who are living other religious groups, Hindus and other people, they want to come, they want to move away from that area and they want to reach to India, present India. So it is very new land for them, those who was living in the eastern Pakistan or western Pakistan, Indian land, mainland, what we are calling our present India. It was a new place for them. At the same time, the people of Muslims, those who was living here in the present India, they want to move to Pakistan or the Bangladesh area. That also totally new area to them. So many of the people, they become refugees, many of them killed on the travel, they lost many of their lives and become wounded like that, especially small kids and ladies, they suffered a lot. So the Independent Day on 1947 August 15th became a painful day as well as a happy, means we felt like that happiness in one side, in other side it was the day of pain and violence of partition. And after the partition, what happened, how they suffered, that is the if you are asking to the grandparents of Pakistan, Punjab area, they will explain how Punjab people suffered just to be after the partition. Very very brutal life, difficult life it was. And in the stories or some of the people, they shared like that when the train is starting from Delhi, it was filled with small kids, ladies and gen like that. When it is reaching to the borders of Pakistan, means just Punjab, by that time many some days train reached there in Lahore with full of dead bodies. And same way, when it is starting from Lahore, it was with full of people, and here it is reaching in Delhi with full of dead bodies. That was the condition. The nationalism in Africa, the case of Ghana. The late 19th and early 20th centuries witnessed the rise of nationalism in many Afro-Asian countries. In many of these, nationalism arose a part of the anti-colonial struggle for independence. Like India, same condition, many African states and other Asian countries also felt like that, started to feel nationalism, and at the same time started to work against the colonial rulers. Colonial rulers in Africa was dictatorial. Only the chiefs were allowed to rule on the behalf of the foreign powers. Alternatively, law affecting the Africans were created in all white legislatures. Africans had no decision-making power or no representation, not until after the Second World War at last. The forcible takeover of the land from the local owners or users, increased taxation and poor working conditions led the many African protests. So, same condition like in India, how we studied same condition, the European people, they was made colonies in Africa also. They started to rule according to their whims and wishes. They collected taxes, then they taken the good lands for their sake, like that same condition. Then that's why many protests started in Africa also. 1957, Ghana until a gold coast because of its sub-Saharan African country to gain independence. The freedom movement was led by Kame Nkrumah Convention's People's Party through strikes, boycotts and mass rallies. Same way here Gandhiji, like that in each and every country we know. In South Africa, Nelson Mandela, like that one by one person they are taking the initiative to make the each and every land free. Then 1951, this party won a huge electoral victory. It opposed existing system in which the British rulers had allowed the chief to nominate a representative to the legislature, and it pressed the British to grant legislature that contains no nominated or special members, and won this demand in 1954. Election to new legislature council were held in 1956. Convention People Party won these, thus paving the way for the proclamation of independent nation under the name Ghana. So from 1951 or before itself, they started to work against the British rule, and 1957 they become independent country and country name given as Ghana. So like India also, India made into two countries and later it made into three countries. Now present the Indian subcontinent, the major land of subcontinent, made into three parts, that is Pakistan, India and Bangladesh. In olden days it was a total one India, then known as the East Pakistan and West Pakistan, then India, like that. Present it is known as the Pakistan, Bangladesh and India, like that three countries. Like in Africa, one part it become independent, that part name it become Ghana. Like India, we can see the banana and yam, like that all the things, this coconut plants, and then this guava, mango, like that many things it is more or less equally it is growing there in Ghana area also. Okay, by this we are completing the lesson, and I will send the link of the lessons question answer and other part. Read the lesson very carefully. Okay, we are stopping here. Thank you. Have a nice day.